Hi everyone, it's Misty here from TheJollyFatElf. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to another episode of Crafty Roulette. This is episode number 2. If you're new to me or you're new to this series, I am on a crafty no-buy. And I will try to remember to link that video in the eye and in the description box down below. If not, you can find it on my channel. So in order to work my way through everything that I own, I cannot buy anything new until I've touched every single stamp set, digital stamp, everything that I own. In order to get through that and not be bored and to keep things fresh and new, I created Crafty Roulette. So as of right now, I have 3 different wheels. One wheel has all of my stamp sets, one wheel has all of my pattern paper, and the third wheel has a ton of different techniques. So my question of the day for you guys is, do you want me to do a 4th wheel for all of my standalone dies? So I don't mean dies that go with images. I mean like scallop rectangle dies, or I think I have some movement dies, those kinds of things. Let me know that in the comments down below. So let's pull to see what we're going to get. So I have to use what I've drawn. I have to do the technique, but I can also add to it. So let's get started. Start with the stamp sets. I am doing a screen record. Hopefully I can put up the video for you guys. Stamping Bella Sloth Ornament. I've already used that one, so let's do another one. I should probably hide that slice. Oops, I didn't. My goal is to use something I haven't used before. We did it, Krista. Let's do it one more time. It's like we just did a Krista last week image. I've used that one too. Man, this wheel is not working in my favor today. Paw Prints. That's a new stamp set. Okay, so Gemini Paw Prints, which is a birthday stamp set. Let's. Why I have to have an ad? Because I'm not paying. Okay, let's pick a pattern paper to go with that. Whimsy Stamps Pretty Pastels. Okay, now let's choose a technique. Sponge daubers. Okay, so I have to use the Paw Prints from Gemini, the Whimsy Stamps pastel paper pad, and I have to use sponge daubers in some way. Okay, cool. Let's head over to my craft table. I'll share with you the supplies I pulled and we'll make a project. Okay, so here are my sponge daubers. These go with my Gina K Design inks. You can see I have them labeled like that. Here is the stamp set, and here is the paper. And what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to make a shaker card. All right, friends, so I just made a card for this episode of Crafty Roulette, and I'm not really in love with it. Let's see if we can make it different or better. If you do like this card, it will be for sale in my Etsy shop. It is a shaker card. As you can see, I didn't put a sentiment on it because it could be a congratulations on your new dog. It could be, you know, a new baby card. It could be a happy birthday card. It could be just about anything. So let's see how I can make this better. I've got a couple of ideas. Okay, so let's start with the paper. This is the paper that I have to use. If you guys are interested in seeing that process video, let me know because I can post both of them. And I used this piece of paper. And I really think I would like this better. Okay, let's talk about some things I do like. I like that it's a shaker. I do like the sun and the clouds. This is from Lawn Fawn. This is a bubble stencil also from Lawn Fawn. You can see that here. But so I have to use this, I have to use these supplies, right? I have to use the sponge daubers, I have to use the paper, I have to use that stamp set, but I can bring in other things. This is the Bubbles of Joy stamp set from Lawn Fawn. If you follow me over on the scrapbookpal.com YouTube channel, you saw me make a slimline card using this stamp set, and I really like how the bubbles looked on that card. So what I think I want to do is maybe we can combine the sets. I do know I want to stamp the bubbles on the acetate. I don't think I want to use these. So let me put this aside and we'll get started. I don't want you to misunderstand. I don't think there's anything wrong with the card I created. It's just not exactly what I had in mind, and I feel like I want to do it a little bit differently. Not necessarily better, just different. So let's see what I can come up with. I'm going to turn you over to my voiceover, to voiceover Misty, and we'll see what we can accomplish with this idea that I have in my brain. Okay friends, I am using the stencil that I made from one of the cloud dies from Hello Bluebird. You've seen me do this before. I'm working on a Wendy Vecchi make art media thing. I saw Shari from Lawn Fawn and Kelly Marie when I was watching this newest release use this, and I thought, that is fantastic. I need one. So I found one on Amazon. They're about $20. If you're interested, I'll link it down below. Just let me know. But it's magnetic, it's metal, there's a ruler on the back. You can use either side, and it's perfect for when you're stenciling. So that's going to be my background. I brought in 2 of these rectangle dies from Pink and Maine. So I have the largest die, and then I have two sizes down. So there's a size that goes in between these, and I did this because I wanted to make a frame. Honestly, I could have made this frame a little bit smaller, but I didn't, and that's okay. So now I have this grass die from Lawn Fawn, and I'm bringing in this green paper. So I'm going to cut grass out of that paper, and then I'm using a sun also from Lawn Fawn for the to cut out the yellow paper. And then I had that scrap piece of paper from the Peony that I'm going to go ahead and stamp on. So I'm going to go ahead and use washi tape per usual and get all of this cut out and ready to go. And then we're going to stamp and we're going to get to coloring. So I really love the addition of this grass. I really think it helps ground the image. It does give it a completely different look, as you'll see once we get done. So yeah, I think I'm gonna like it. And this grass die is new to my collection, but I got it with my designs team order for Scrapbook Pal. I'm gonna be using some of Lawn Fawn's newest release, excuse me, for a video for them. I think it's at the end of the month. I need to look at the calendar. I need to do that this week, but we'll see. So I am stamping the image in Gina K Designs ink, Almagun ink. I can never remember how to pronounce it. It's a Copic friendly ink. And I'm going to go ahead and color them. And then I've cut down this piece of acetate to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I am going to stamp the bubbles from the Bubbles of Joy from Lawn Fawn. Again, I used this in a card a couple of months ago for a Scrapbook Pal. And I'm going to use some Stays On opaque white ink. So what you need to know about this ink pad is that it comes with an ink refiller and it comes with the pad. And that's because you have to ink your ink pad every single time you're going to stamp with it. So it's perfect. You can see here that I've got white bubbles, just what I wanted. But if you're someone who is timid about re-inking, or you don't know how to do it, make sure you look up a video. There are tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of videos on how to re-ink ink pads. So check that out. So I'm going to color these the opposite than I colored the last time. The dog in the bathtub is going to be brown and the bulldog is going to be black. So I am using some really dark, cool grays to make this look like metal. So that's another difference that I did from the first one. The first one, it was more like a plastic tub. That's why I colored it red. And this one, I wanted to try my hand at galvanized metal. So the way that you make something look metallic is you leave a really bright highlight in the middle. So you can see here that it looks like it, but when I come in and I add that deeper, darker gray, and I will write these down for you guys in a minute, you can really see how it starts to look like metal. And I really, really love how this turned out. This is the first time I've tried this technique, and I think I did a pretty decent job. You guys will have to let me know in the comments down below. Again, these cards will be available in my Etsy shop probably at the end of the week, maybe today. Make sure that you follow my shop. If you favorite, you should get updates, I believe. So again, I'm going to color the little doggy in the bathtub brown, and these are the colors that I'm using. And again, I just go darkest to lightest like I always do. Nothing too fancy. I didn't try to make this look like hair strokes because they're not very big images. And I didn't use the die cuts on this one, but again, if you guys want to see the process video for the other one, let me know, and maybe that can be a bonus video for Friday. As of right now, I'm only posting. I'm only posting. My Southern comes out every once in a while on Mondays and Wednesdays. But starting next month, you're going to get bonus videos on the second and fourth Friday of every month. So make sure you are subscribed and you have your notification set to all. That way you know when that happens. Those videos are going to be at a different time. They're going to be at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So I don't know why I said standard or daylight, just central time. So that's 9 a.m. Eastern. No, that's 10 a.m. Eastern and 7 a.m. Pacific. Oh my word, brains. What is time? What is love? All right, so I'm going to bring in some of the toner grays for him. Initially, I thought I was going to go with warm grays, but I decided to go with a toner grays. I love this gray because it's not cool. It's not warm. It's a little bit more dark than the neutral grays. I just really, really like this color. And I think it worked really well for this little doggy. Fun fact, when I was younger, or not younger, when I was in my 20s, I lived on my own and I wanted either a pug with a black body and a white face that I was going to name Oreo, or a Great Dane that was black with a white face that I wanted to name Oreo. And I ended up not getting either because I was like, okay, I'm not ready to have a baby. If you're not ready to have a baby, you're also not ready to get a puppy, because puppies are basically like babies, except you have to take them outside to potty. They don't just go potty in a diaper. I mean, I guess you could put them in a diaper, but why would you, right? Or you could teach them to use a litter box. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I always wanted a Great Dane and I drove a Volkswagen Beetle for many years, probably 6 years, 7 years, 6 years, 5 years, 6 years, 6 years, 5. I don't remember. Anyway, I was like, I would look ridiculous with a Great Dane riding along with me in my Volkswagen Beetle. But I had a friend that had one, and he was just so gentle and so sweet. The sweetest dog ever. I do know they have a lot of health problems because they're so big and they have issues with their hearts sometimes. But yeah, Rob's not a dog person. Actually, Rob wasn't an animal person. So the day he suggested we go look for a cat, I about lost my brain because I was like, are you telling me we're going to get a cat today? I think I've talked about that once before when I talked about Roxy's gotcha story. So I went ahead and decided, cut them out with scissors, and then I decided I wanted to remove that white in the middle. I couldn't find my craft knife because it was on the wrong desk. So I just used my scissors to cut into it, and then I cut it out. I am crafting on a self-healing mat. This is actually a sewing mat. If you are crafting on wood or something like that, you don't want to do that. You can buy little self-healing mats on Amazon if you need one, or you could probably find one at Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby. Any place that sells sewing things, Hancock Fabrics. Is that even a store anymore? We had one here, but it went out of business a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, a few years back. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere the frame to the acetate, or vice versa. I do wish I'd done it backwards, because I end up covering up that big bubble, which makes me a sad panda, but I wasn't really thinking, and I probably could have turned this upside down. Misty, why didn't you just turn this upside down? Because I'm a dodo bird, that is why. I easily could have turned this upside down. I don't know what I was thinking. So anyway, I am trimming off that excess acetate. I'm going to put down a layer of the grass, and then we're going to go ahead and adhere our little peppers. And I'm just cutting off the excess. I went ahead and kind of centered it. That way I would have, like, it wouldn't be like just cut off on one side. I didn't want it to look that way. See, I'm covering up that big bubble. But see, you could have done it the other way. I'm not remaking this card for a third time, y'all. I'm not going to do it. So you're going to see me put this down without trimming it, and that was a bad idea. So I end up redoing this as well, because I should have trimmed it down before I did this, because you guys know me. I cannot cut straight to save my life. So I end up messing it up. Okay, so to create my shaker frame, I've brought in my Big Mama Jamma Scotch mounting foam, and I'm cutting it down the middle. That way it'll be narrow enough to go around, and then I'm going to put a piece on top of it. In doing so will create my shaker frame. So this is what it looks like once it's all done. I'm going to bring in a little bit of some powder to go around the sides of the adhesive, and that's just to help the baubles, the beads, not stick to the inside of the adhesive. So once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and adhere the backer card, and I'm going to trim it down, and this is where I make a huge mistake and cut that grass crooked, and that's why I go ahead and recut it. I should know better, but I didn't. And then I don't know if you can see it up at the top right corner. I also cut through the frame when I was trying to cut off the excess adhesive. I was so mad at myself. So this is Snow Cone Cardstock from MFT. I absolutely love this color. I'm obsessed. And I just cut it down to 4 1/4 by 11. I've scored it at 5 1/2. I've mentioned before that I am transitioning away from my Stampin' Up! Cardstock, and I'm moving more towards a company that is, number one, not an MLM, and number two, that's easily accessible. MFT ships worldwide, and you guys, their shipping is fast. I'm in their group on Facebook, and there are people all over the country who say that they get their package within 5 days. I mean, there was someone from India who literally got their package in 5 days once it's shipped. So their shipping can be a little pricey, but you can earn free shipping pretty easily. And if you live overseas, you're probably going to want to, buy as much as you can so you don't have as many orders. So I highly recommend their cardstock. It's beautiful. The prestige cardstock is a little bit more expensive and you get a little bit less, but it's also pretty thick. So I'm going to go ahead and get that adhered down, and then we are going to trim that grass right out. And then I'm going to use some adhesive tape to get this adhered to the card base. I did not put a sentiment on this, and I did not put a layer on the inside. This cardstock is light enough that you don't need to do that. And for the sun, I added some liquid glue, and I made sure the ray covered up where I accidentally cut it. So I didn't bring in anything else. I really, really, really love how this one turned out. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add some gel pen to lighten up their eyes, and that's going to be it. Friends, that's it. So we have version number 1, version number 2. So you can just see the bubbles on the acetate. You can see the clouds. And then I colored this one to look like galvanized steel. And the way to do that is you leave a very bright highlight in the middle, and you do, you know, come in just a little bit with your darkness, and you want to leave a really bright highlight in the middle. So very similar cards, two different directions, both shaker cards. Both will be available in my Etsy shop at the end of the week. Thank you so much for joining me. I love your faces, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, let me know which one's your favorite in the comments below. All right, guys, love you. See you next time. Bye for now.